Hey guys, Chris here. One more video for you. Last little toy that I have for my drum rocker is this right here. This is a ion expander, and you guys are saying, well, what is there really to expand? Well, we all know that the drum rocker is a real electronic drum set, and if you ever want to hook it up and play with a band or rock out and hook up a speaker and just see how well you've learned to play, or if you are a real drummer, you want to use it just as a drum set, throw a set of headphones on and rock out quietly, because the pads are very quiet. I mean, here's the that's pretty good, and you could probably play it 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and not wake anybody up. You got a set of headphones on, using a real drum brain. And I've got my real drum brain over here. It's an Alesis DM5. It's from the same company that makes the drum rocker. We can see it's got the inputs on the back. There you go. And it's got a couple of hundred sounds on it, 20 different presets, so you can basically rock out, and play whatever you want. And I've got, on my setup, I've got 4 pads, a bass pedal, and 3 cymbals. So that's a pretty decent set when you hook it up to your real drum brain to play. Well, since I'm just learning, and I wanted to know if what I was playing in Rock Band originally was the same as what would come out of the speaker or headset if I was playing an electronic kit with a band or with some friends or whatever. So I decided to hook splitters up and have 2 outputs from each pad and run one to the ion expander, to the ion drum brain, and plug it into my Xbox so that while I played the song it would register and I would get my points and my multipliers and stuff. And I set the other set of cables over to the DM5, and I had a little speaker on the floor, like a monitor speaker, and it was set a little bit lower than the television, and I would always try to find the appropriate drum kit on the DM5 to kind of match the song, just to see if what I was playing sounded close to what the game was telling me I was playing. And we all know that they use the green note not only for 2 toms, but also for cymbal crashes and ride, and that the yellow tom is also a hi-hat. So in Rock Band, in essence, you're playing what you see here, but only on 4 notes. So for you people that are learning to play drums, or for you real drummers, you want to hit the right pads or the right cymbals for the right rails on the screen and the right notes so that it's more realistic. Well, that's why I wanted to hook up both. That didn't work out too well. I was getting ghost notes. I'd hit the pad once, like I'd hit the red pad, and somehow the green cymbal would go off, or I would hit the yellow pad and it would register twice, or it wouldn't register at all. I was getting like drop notes like I was with the original ion cymbals. So I figured out that there was crosstalk going on in the wires, and that it was crossing between the ion drum brain and the DM5, and it just wasn't going to work out. It was going to be one or the other. So I explored if there was a solution or an isolator or a way that I can split the signal so that it didn't go back and cancel or interfere with the other brain. And we came up with this solution right here. This is an ion expander. And I know I started my video with that. Well, the ion expander, it does quite a few things. First, you're looking at the inputs. This is the same amount of inputs that you would find on the ion drum brain. So instead of plugging all your pads direct into the ion drum brain and then plugging your drum brain into your Xbox, you plug all your stuff into here. There's your red snare, your cymbal and your tom for your yellow, your cymbal and your tom for your blue, your cymbal and your tom for your green, and then the orange is your bass pedal. And then I got a black one up here, and that's a hi-hat switcher, which is something the game doesn't have, and I'll explain that. The Rock Band ion set comes with this pedal right here, the one with the fire-looking V on the bottom, not the pearl pedal. That's your bass pedal. Well, Ion or Alesis sells that pedal with their electronic drum kits as a hi-hat pedal. So in essence, it's really a hi-hat pedal. It's not a bass pedal. So I figured, how could you use that with the Ion set and make it more realistic? Well, with the solution that I found, the Ion Expander, it allows me to use this pedal. I plug it into here, and it allows me to keep my foot on the pedal down, just like if I had it on a real hi-hat, and it keeps my hi-hat closed. So as long as I got my foot down on that pedal, and I hit my yellow symbol, I will get a yellow register on the screen. If I take my foot off the pedal, it switches. This yellow symbol becomes the blue note. And you're like, well, why would you want to do that? You know, why not just go play the blue symbol? Well, the game has open and closed notes for the hi-hat, but unlike World Tour that gives you an accent for an open or closed note, or sometimes it's just an accent, it has you switch from yellow to blue. So, for example, the song White Wedding by Billy Idol, you'll have that one blue note stuck in there, which is really just an open hi-hat. So if you're playing the song for real, you would constantly stay on the hi-hat. You would just, if you were using a real hi-hat, you would keep your foot down for most of the song, and then for that blue note, which is really still the hi-hat, you would take your foot off for that one hit, and then come back down to continue. So that's what this port here does. It allows me to use the hi-hat open and close to make it more realistic. I don't have to use that. I can leave it unplugged, and yellow will be yellow, blue will be blue, and that'll be that. But if I am using it, down is yellow, open is blue, and regardless, blue will always stay blue. So if I hit a blue tom or a blue cymbal because the blue note came up and it is a ride or a tom, regardless if I got the hi-hat pedal up or down, it'll still register, which is quite cool. When I turn it on, see, watch. Notice the light went off. That means I am now utilizing it. That means that yellow is just yellow. There you go. Now, this light down here is for the bass pedal. Now, I showed you in one of my earlier videos the kick box, which is what is required to use a Roland KD8 or any other real electronic drum trigger with the Ion set because it doesn't recognize the signal. Well, this kick box is built into the Ion Drum Expander. So I don't need a kick box and the expander and that and so on and so forth. I can just get rid of that, and I use this. I plug my kick pedal down into here, and I'm good to go. I'm kind of running out of time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and I'm going to do a quick part 2 about the Ion Drum Expander. Get back to my next video, and if you have any questions, post comments on either one. Thanks.